Hi, my name is Mika Heiskanen, and life is a misaligned mess. 1 year ago today, I made a video called Feeling Disconnected. So, during that time, I felt like I had something missing in my life, and I couldn't quite figure it out what it was. And I also had other things going on in my life where I feel I could have been doing better in, such as working out, staying on task when doing homework. I also felt like I didn't really feel like there was people that were really connecting with me at the time. And to be honest, when I made that video, I was really thinking through those things quite a lot. And I remember 2 weeks later when I uploaded that video, I completely forgot about everything except for one thing in that whole entire video. I completely forgot what I was talking about. So what I learned from that is time heals. It may not always feel that way, it may not always be that way, but sometimes all it takes is time to change your situation. All those things that I talked about were relevant to me then, but with just 2 weeks, 14 days, I was back to feeling better again and not having to worry about any of those things. I feel like we get so caught up in all the little things in life that we don't really realize how minuscule they are in the grand scheme of things. And I feel like that's just something people focus way too much on. Our life is so grand, so full of exciting things, so full of learning experiences, but every time we think about the little details in our life, we take away from those experiences and we draw out the bad experiences too much. As for my life right now, I feel pretty connected, to be honest. There are some things that are missing in my life. There are some things that I feel could be better. There are some things I feel I could do better, but ultimately, I'm not thinking too much about them because these are just passing moments in our lives. Everyone will have their struggles, everyone will have little things that they're going through, but it's important not to overthink them. These things just sometimes have to happen, and that's just life. In the end, those little things often don't even matter. It's of course always good to take care of those, but sometimes all it takes is time. And also, when we're going through tough times over periods of days, weeks, months, years, eventually the struggle you go through will pay off in some ways. I've been currently working on a project that's been taking up 6 months of my life, and it's been quite tough. It has taken aspects away from my life that I wish I could have had more time for, such as friends and being outside, taking care of myself. But in the end, all that effort that I put into this project really paid off. We're just about done. And I feel that it really paid off. But there's also these periods of times where we're always thinking through so much and thinking through everything all at once that once we're done with it, it'll feel so much better when we get back into things that we love to do. Now I only have like a month and a half left of university. I've been through university for 4 years now, and I'm almost done. And I'll be excited to go into the real world and start working without having to worry too much about homework and academic subjects, and go out and explore life more. That's really what I want. I want to experience life more. For the past few years, I've really just been stuck inside my house, just not doing anything really, just watching YouTube, being on social media. It's really annoying. I hate it. I want to be outside more. That's where my happy place is. surrounded by nature, surrounded by trees and mountains and scenery, all of that. That's what I really want. But even then, my life isn't at that point yet, so I don't even know if I'll even have the time for it, because what seems busy now could translate into something just being busy in another aspect. I'm busy with school right now, I'm busy with projects I'm working on right now, but I could be busy later on with work and other aspects of life. But there's really not too much you can do about it. You just kind of have to go with the flow and try to just see what'll work, what doesn't. But ultimately, I do want to make an effort to explore more, make more connections with people, because life alone isn't really the greatest. There's so much life has to offer, and I've learned so much from other people. I've become happier because of other people. I find that life has so much more to offer than what my narrow vision has seen throughout these last few years. The world is huge, and there's tons and tons of people with their own stories to tell, and I want to go explore their stories too. Social media too has really narrowed my mindset into what reality is when you really think about it, because you're only exposed to these little screens that tells people's perfect lives that they want to portray, and also just memes in general. There's so much more to life than memes. And I want to go out and explore that and see reality. But I've also found throughout this project that I've been working on that I really should be taking more care of myself. I do need to value myself more. There's only so much you can dedicate to something before you lose yourself in the process. Like throughout the past 6 months, I haven't worked out at all. I have suffered in other areas of, for example, other film productions that I've been on. I haven't hung out with pretty much any friends apart from during school. And there's all these little things that I just tend to miss out on because I'm so focused and dedicated on doing this project and meeting deadlines that I kind of just forget that I have a life to live as well. But I do also feel like being busy helps with some certain situations, because when you're busy, you're so focused on something else that over time, those things that you're worried about kind of just fade away as well. And this all just comes back to time. Time heals. You may need something else to go along with time, but in the end, time can change things. You just need to wait. You just need to be patient. You just need to be busy and focus on the other things in life. Don't be so focused on the things that pull you down when there's so much that you can think about that pulls you up. You may not know what that is that pulls you up, but there's something there. There's something there for everyone. It's just a matter of finding what that is, who that is, where that is, and how you can develop yourself through that. Overall, there's some sucky things that happen in life, and that's just part of life. I feel like focusing on the present really does help out. You can't change your past, you can only learn from your mistakes, and there's only so much you can do to predict the future. What's most important is you're here and now. I'm not too worried about the negative things. I feel like I'm at a happy medium. And that's good. Life doesn't have to be all happy all the time, because when you dip back down, that dip feels a lot worse than what it was when you're happy. A good happy medium plateau is a good place to be at. The happier moments feel happier, and the low moments feel less low. I do feel whole right now, and I don't feel like there's really anything missing. I'm connected to God. I feel like He is now answering my calls. Although I haven't hung out with that many friends, I do feel like there's a lot more personal connection with people when I talk to them, and I do see how much more people appreciate and care about me. And I've noticed that I too have cared for others more. All in all, I do feel like I am connected. Although my life isn't perfect, it never will be. And that's totally okay. I came into this video not really knowing what to talk about because I just feel connected and whole. There's not really too much going on, and there's not too much that I focus on, that it's kind of hard to really talk about anything. But I do feel like there's something to take away from this, is that time does heal. The little things in life are really put into perspective when you just wait a little bit longer. Our lives are short, but those moments are even shorter. If you feel like you've gone through anything similar, feel free to just grab a camera, grab your phone, grab a mic if you have one, and record your thoughts. Express yourself, express your ideas, express your struggles, express your worries, express your celebrations, anything. And use this as an archive into your past self, where you can learn in the future from your past self and move forward. Learn from your mistakes, learn what you can do better, learn what you can drop from your own life. There's so much to learn from your past self. Well, that's all from me. Peace.